My name is Cheri. Welcome to my stamp studio. Today I'm going to be showing you a card using the hand-drawn blooms and Stamparatus. But before I get started, I wanted to tell you about got dimensional backings on my table, about the July Stampin' Up! Specials, about my specials, and about some upcoming things. First off, in July, Stampin' Up! Has their bonus days. So for every $50 you spend in the US, you get 5 bonus bucks to spend in August. Yes, I have to think about my dates. So if you spend $100 in July, you'll get $10 credit to use in August. So it just accumulates. So along with that, for every $50 you spend with me, you get the bonus money from Stampin' Up! And then for every 50, you get 2 ink spots, uninked, but then you tell me what color you want them to be, and I will fill them with any color. So if you're missing some colors, or you want some colors to use with the Stamparatus, you can get those. And then I will also send you 2 yards of coordinating in color dyed polka dot tulle. If you follow my channel, you know I'm a huge fan of dyed tulle ribbon. I came up with that, a couple of years ago, and I've been doing it ever since, and I love it. So I'm getting ready to do the new in colors, and I have some of the old in colors, last year's. So whatever coordinates most with the colors that you pick. And again, that's cumulative. So if you order 100, you'll get 4 ink spots and 4 yards of ribbon. And then if you spend 150, then Stampin' Up! Will give you $15 in hostess free stuff, $15 in bonus bucks to use in August. And don't use my host code for that one, because then I will send you one of these little paper trimmers, because now we can order those. It's just a demonstrator thing, but we can order them, and I will send it to you as your thank you gift in addition to all of the ink spots that you'll get. I use this a lot, and people are always asking me, where did you get this? And it was a demonstrator only thing a while ago, a couple of years ago. But right now we can order them. I'm not sure how long it will last. They will last. I don't know that they have unlimited stock. So if you're interested in that, then place your order early in the month. So back to our hand-drawn blooms. This is a bundle, and it goes with the beautiful, beautiful Artistry Blooms super bright paper. I'm not using it that way because I'm not going to use the dyes, and I'm not going to use the paper. I'm going to take it kind of a more country summer feel. The bright paper is a summer feel, and the other thing is too, but this is going to be a little bit more of a summer thing. I'm going to use the Stamparatus, and I'm going to use, people always ask me too, why I don't use the magnet. I get some questions a lot on my channel, and that's one of them. And the main reason I don't use my magnet is because a lot of times when you see something here, I'm using it at my classes in home. And we may do this one at class in August. And so a lot of times I've already cut their paper the size that it needs to be cut. And so when you have something that's the right size, the magnet often gets in the way of the stamp. And this Stampin' Seal, if you watched yesterday's video, I love the Stampin' Seal. And this one is repositionable. So it's perfect for this, because now I can put this here and it holds it perfectly in place, but it won't rip my paper up. So I can put this where I've already marked for them to put it at camp. This is actually trimmed a little bit bigger because I gave myself a little bit bigger space. Make sure that it's on there. Yep. And then I'm going to ink it in Cinnamon Cider, which is not in the colors of the paper. So that's why. And I'm not using an ink spot because I haven't inked one yet in the color. I thought about doing it before I did this video, but you know, I have ink spots ready to go for you all that will order. And I thought, well, what if I use them all up and I'd have to wait to order some? So I will ink my ink spots once I've sent them all to you. And then a tip with this, it's hand-drawn is the name in the set. So it implies that it's supposed to be light and airy and hand-drawn. So I found that the times that I messed up, like when I first did it, because I kind of just inked it and I thought, well, that's okay, it's a Stamparatus, I'll just ink it again. It made it look like whoever had hand-drawn it had like sketched it and then like went back and did it again. So don't do that. You just want to ink it once. So make sure that you get everywhere, because then it looks all pretty and hand-drawn. So I've got that, and I use this. You may have seen this sitting here. This is another ink pad. I'm not going to use the green, but it's the perfect height for inking. So then I need to flip this out, and then I have, this is why I use the Stamparatus. I'll flip my ink pad over here because it's it has the stems. So you can add a greeting in the middle of them if you want. For this one, I chose not to because I'm gonna let some of the embossing folders kind of also be the star with this card. So again, just press it. This one's a little tricky. I should have gotten 2 plates, but to be honest, all of my plates have things stuck to them for other videos and other projects. So there we go. Super cute. It's just beautiful. And this is such a pretty stamp that you could almost just leave it white or just add maybe a tiny bit of yellow, which was one of my thoughts. And this, so the magnet's holding my paper in place. And because that repositionable Stampin' seal just pulls it right off. So that's plenty to hold it, but because this is repositionable, it doesn't rip your paper at all. So you don't have to use the magnet when it's already cut. There's just no room, and especially on that giant stamp, because if I had the magnet here, the stamp's not gonna stamp down there. So to color this, I'm gonna go to my old standby, our Stampin' watercolor pencils, and I'm just going to put a thick coat of color just where I want. We just got back from vacation in Wisconsin, and do all my yellows. All the wildflowers were in bloom. We went on several hikes, us and the mosquitoes, 4,000 million mozzies. But it was beautiful. The weather was beautiful. The water was beautiful. The lakes were beautiful. And the wildflowers were beautiful. So, you know, when you use the watercolor pencils, you just scribble on the color like this. I like to do these purples for you because you can see that I'm literally just scrubbing on some color. So just scribble that on. Get all my little purples here. And I really, because we've literally just seen so many wildflowers in bloom, that's kind of where I got the inspiration for my colors. Let's get this Mambo. And I'm using, we have 2 sets of watercolor pencils. They're so inexpensive. If you don't have them, they are a must-have. They will last you for literally years. If you stamp with children, they can use them because they're so inexpensive. But they do last for years. There's a lot of techniques that you can do with them. And they're great to take like if you're going on vacation because you don't need anything and you have a bunch of colors to do coloring and it really looks like you're an artist. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna finish coloring this in and I'll speed up the video and then I'll be back. Okay, so you can see that I've colored in all of it, just lightly. I press firmly with my pencils, but not so hard that it would break them or anything. So now I'm gonna use, this is a Stella and it's got Stella ink in it. You know, I often use my Stella pens as a brush, but this does actually have Stella in it. It's not one that I'm cheating. So you're just gonna use it in place of water and just kind of smudge that around. And there's some Queen Anne's lace kind of flowers. I didn't add any color to those. I'm just gonna kind of clean the yellow off so it gives them a little illusion. I'll do these purples here so you can see where it was really smeary and the lines are. And it just blends those lines out beautifully. So just blend those. So as well as the blending, it's adding a lovely, lovely Stella shimmer to the card. And the nice thing about when you use your Stella pen like this is because I haven't squeezed it. I'm gonna just rinse that off. I'll do these blues because they're also easy to see. So it's not, you know, when you first squeeze a Stella, it can have tons of glitter that comes out. This is one that's been squeezed a while ago, so it's got the perfect flow coming out of it. So just enough glitter that it gives a nice little glitter hue, but it's not like glitter in your face glitter. So again, I'll go ahead and color all of these in and then I will come back. Okay, well, we're back, but you know, I have a visitor on my table. We were on vacation and they have both been incredibly needy. So I hope you can see the little bit of shimmer. I will try to get a close-up picture on my website, although it's really hard. If you haven't used a Stella pen, then just get one and try it because it's so pretty. Come on, Bubby. His sister's down at my feet because, you know, once you've been on vacation and they think that perhaps you've left them forever, then they just become super needy. Usually if I pet him, he gets down because he's not the world's most petting cat, at least in the daytime. He likes to be pet at night, but now he's going to eat my bone folder. So we've got this. Now I'm going to use, I have a piece of, he's eating my bone folder, of Whisper White and then a fake front. And I want to show you, this is a piece of cardstock that's gotten bent, because when you use a false front and you're going to put it through an embossing folder, it's a perfect time to use up those ones that have gotten crunched somehow. And then a piece of cinnamon cider here. And then you can see that this is not trimmed exactly right. I need to take just a little bit off of the edges. So this is the perfect chance to use my little paper trimmer. And this one I love to have on the table, so it can be yours free this month from me with a $150 purchase, because it just gets those tiny, tiny little pieces. This one stuck to it. So you can get just tiny little things. So that way when you're just trying to get it, I just want a fraction of this to show. So just this little bit here. And then let's go ahead and mount that. I would do a paper saving technique on my saying, but I'm gonna hand cut it. And it's hard to hand cut those in the middle. So let's stick this on here. And then this just here. Now I'm gonna sneeze. Excuse me, because of the cat. So perfect. And I just love, I never have a ton of space on my table, even though I have a giant studio and a big table. But you know, it just fills up with craft stuff. So while he's gone, let's put this through I have 2 folders that I'm gonna do. That's why I don't have a lot of other stuff on this card. There's no ribbon or anything. First, I'm gonna have my false front be the daisies that are part of the Ornate Garden Suite. And this is just a full quarter sheet of cardstock, because I like to have a whole sheet of cardstock. I'm gonna sneeze again, sorry. But you know, if you've ever tried to fold one in half and then you're like, oh, now it goes beyond the crease, or it's a little crooked and it makes your whole card look crooked, because it's hard to fold this and then put this piece through. So just do a quarter sheet. And again, perfect time. You'd never know that that was folded. It had been creased and crunched. And to be honest, the reason it was crunched is because I cut it and then my cat walked on it on the paper cutter. On my guillotine. They do that a lot. And then this one is out of the In Good Taste suite that's in the new catalog, and it's just the texture one. It's beautiful, and it will make this look like it's a painting, which is perfect for this hand drawn. It looks like it was done on some watercolor paper. And look how pretty that is. And even though I've mounted it on the cinnamon already, you can tell that it didn't get those edges, which is nice. So you can go ahead and do it. And then that smashes, even though I didn't use a lot of seal, it's already smashed on there and it's all ready to go. So now we've got the words. The set has some great words, but they are done, so you can use them with the dies, which are banner shaped and big, because they're attached to the big flowers. And I didn't want to use the dies. So let's put our false front on here. And now we didn't have to worry about sending this whole piece and getting it not on the crease. Through. See? Perfect. So much easier than trying to do it any other way. Let's put this down in the corner. And these flowers are so pretty, and this just gives this card a lot of texture. Love, 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 love the seal. Could not, it's by far my favorite, the favorite. Because see, look, this is all on here. And if you're like, oh, crud, I stuck that on crooked, then you have a few minutes to lift it off. Any other adhesive and you're going to be tearing it all and trying to mess with it. But you have about 5 to 7 minutes to work with it before it's set on there. So this says wishing you a happy birthday. I am just going to get the happy birthday on a piece of cinnamon cardstock. On one of my cards, I've made this card a few times now because I've done it on some lives. So I have done the wishing you. This one, I'm just gonna do this, and I'm just going to hand trim it, which is super easy to do because just follow right along the edge. And when it's color on color like this, you don't have to worry about any little border. Just like that. And then just a little piece of adhesive. And again, if you put it in the wrong spot because you're using this, you can move it. So simple, so light, airy. So here's one that I did that was similar to this one, and here's the one where I put the wishing you a happy birthday. And this one I also added some Stella to the cinnamon. So just preference, not a big enough difference that anybody would probably even notice the difference. So if you would like a copy of the upcoming holiday, now formerly known as the holiday catalog, now it's known as the August to December mini catalog. If you have purchased $50 from me since April in any way, shape, or form, if you've been at one of my classes, obviously you'll get one at July camp, or if you're not able to make it to July, then they will send to you. If you are in the upcoming Try It class and you haven't had yours mailed to you, you will have one in your kit. Yay! So that's a bonus for being in the late version. Anybody who did the paid version of the Try It class, you will get a catalog and be watching for the upcoming August to December Try It class that will be similar to that one. I have to sit down once I have the paper catalog in my hand and kind of figure out what projects I'm going to do, because it's not divided up so much in suites. There are some suites, but not exactly as an annual catalog. But anybody else, if you've ordered $50 from me since April, then you will get a copy. If you haven't, then just order $50 this month. Or if you've ordered, 25 or 30, you can place a smaller order so it equals 50. And then that way I'll know that you haven't ordered from another demonstrator and you need me to send you one. I should have them this week, so I will be sending them soon. Everybody have a great, happy summer day, and happy 4th of July to those of you in the United States. Bye.